Well, hello, and welcome to this month's edition of my Aileen's monthly update. So we're going to be taking you through what you've missed, or hopefully what you've been able to catch during September, and give you a little sneaky peek of what you've got to look forward to in October. But before we get into that, we'd just like to
Aileen, you seem to be lost for words. What would you just like us to?
We'd just like to remind you that
Remind us. Oh, please go ahead and remind us. Was that one of those pauses that you sometimes get in theatre or films where there's a deliberate pause halfway through a sentence in order to...
dramatic effect.
Yeah, in order to grab people's attention. Is that what you're doing there, yeah?
I wish I could honestly say it was, but it wasn't.
No. Okay, let's go back, okay? Aileen, was that one of those pauses that you sometimes get in the theatre in order to grab an audience's attention?
Got it in one, Neil.
Excellent.
That's what it was. So it's just a quick reminder of our new souped up website. Is now available and live. So if you haven't had a chance to go in and have a look around it and see all the changes that have taken place, then please try and do find the time to go in. And any feedback on the new website is always gratefully received, because without feedback, we can't look at things and make further improvements for you guys to continue enjoying the website and BatAbility Club. So how are you doing today, Neil?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. I've got to say that once again, yeah, this is already quite an interesting. Yeah, this is already quite an interesting snippet that you've put together. But yeah, I think we'll just do the typical BatAbility thing and not edit anything out. Not so far anyway, I don't think. Excellent.
There might actually be one of these times that we do this and it'll just run smoothly, absolutely flawlessly.
That's not going to be today though. No.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
No, it's just, it's too late. It's boom. But that's what makes it entertaining. Okay.
It does.
Yeah.
And that's why you should watch the video newsletter.
Well, the only people that know that are the people that are watching the video newsletter. So yeah. which each month, and this is only the third time you've done it, but each month gradually the number of people watching is going up. So we're definitely getting there. Yeah. Thank you. You're doing great. You're doing absolutely fabulous.
Okay.
Are you not supposed to reciprocate there with some sort of mutual compliment?
You're a seasoned veteran, though. You should be able to do this stuff off pat.
Veteran? Are you having a go at my age again? Yeah?
Well, whatever way you want to take it, Neil. You know.
I'll tell you what I really want to do, though, right? I'll tell you what I really want to do. Okay. Tring, 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 tring.
You want to phone me?
No, that's your cue to move on.
Okay, then. Serious how you have rushed me into what's happening, then let's find out what had been happening in September. So would you like to talk us through what we carried out in September, Neil?
Yeah, absolutely. Would you like me to do that in full sentences, or would you like me to do that in a way where I inadvertently miss a word?
I would like you to do it in any style in which you feel comfortable.
Okay, that's like that. What was it? There's a TV program. Was it Reeves and Mortimer or something like that, where you had to answer the question, I don't know, in the style of a jazz singer or in the style of a Basingstoke beaker or something like that.
Excellent. That's going to be next month's monthly update.
Right, so very, very quickly, Aileen. We did acoustic identification of bush crickets. I love bush crickets. I used to hate them. They used to always get in the way of my sound analysis, but a little bit of knowledge and it just becomes a lot more interesting. You and I then did business financials for non-financial managers. Now, to be honest, we weren't sure how good that was going to be, but it actually turned out to be a pretty darn good and well-attended session. Did you enjoy doing that one, Aileen?
Yes, of course I did.
And then just a couple of days ago now, we did artificial bat roosts. And again, this was something I'd never done before. Wasn't quite sure how it was going to go. But I think the people who attended that, and there was quite a lot of people attending that one that was very popular, yeah, I think we covered an awful lot of material there, a lot of really good questions and good points being raised by some of the attendees as well. There
seems to be a recurring theme.
Oh yes, what's that?
We kind of do things that we haven't done before.
Yeah. It's boring doing stuff you've done before. I always like to think that as a team, we put ourselves slightly out of our comfort zone with some of these things. And it also helps us to learn about stuff as well, because it forces us to maybe research something in a slightly different way. So I think it's good. And hopefully that's what we're going to try and continue doing as much as we possibly can. We then did the BatAbility Club training portal tour. That's up there on the training portal for those of you that haven't seen it. Al Milano, the fabulous, the amazing, the brilliant Mr. Milano himself from New York, tuned in with us, I think it was last week now, and Al talked about the Peterson USB microphones, the M500 and the U384. And look.
I'm looking.
You gotta look. Paul Racy talking BAT. Over 2 hours, Paul Racy gave us of his time. And I've got to say that this did live up to everything that I anticipated and hoped that it was going to. The man has just got so much knowledge, experience, enthusiasm, etc., etc., etc. And I think anybody in the BAT world needs to watch that talking BAT. They really do, because he has contributed so much and just a really interesting guy to speak about, stuff that he's been through. So yeah, that was that has been one of my highlights of the year, and I get to talk to many people in talking BAT, and quite often it's the talking BAT interviews for me that are the highlights. And yeah, totally.
So we've got a lot to live up to for October then.
We do. October's going to be a bit different. It's going to be a bit different, but it's going to be as interesting, but in a different way. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, let's see what is going to be happening in October then, and what we've got to look forward to.
Right. Well, you had this idea about why don't we do a business skills webinar about businesses, individuals returning to their office environment, which is the sort of thing that's been happening a lot of over the last couple of months. And it's going to happen even more so now that today is furlough day when we're recording this. This is the last day of furlough, I believe, for businesses that do that. And we're coming up to the winter season. So for ecological consultants, there is probably going to be quite a lot of beginning to move back to office environments in some shape or form. So I thought that was an excellent idea. And you and I are going to deliver something on that on the 12th of October. Then on the 20th of October, sticking with the let's do something we've never done before theme. And I've never done a training session purely on autumn swarming behaviour, but I've already got lots of ideas brewing. I've already got some data that I've got access to where we're going to talk about autumn swarming behaviour. Primarily, we're talking here about Myotis plicotis and Barbastelle bats, okay, from a Northwest Europe perspective. And then to complete the acoustic analysis series, because we've kind of covered pretty much every angle now, I thought it would be good to do something about all of the stuff that we hadn't talked about. So the the anthropogenic stuff. Okay, so anthropogenic basically means something caused by humans. So that would be people themselves, electrical, mechanical. We're also throwing in a bit to do with environmental conditions, weather, in other words. And there'll probably be a brief mention of bush crickets and stuff like that as well. Yeah, so that's the Lunch Bite webinars. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's obviously available to people who are non-BatAbility Club members as well.
Yeah,
but
yeah, as long as they pay, Aileen, as long as they pay.
Yeah, absolutely. But for all our fabulous BatAbility Club members, we've got some special stuff just for them.
Just for them. Ask Me Anything. Now, the Ask Me Anything session in October, because I already know a couple of the things that people have asked me or suggested that I include in Ask Me Anything. We're going to be doing something on barbastelbat, echolocation, feeding buzz, clutter calls. And we're also going to be doing something on this problem area that we all have, myself included, about how do you know you've got a myotis bat or a long-eared bat in terms of echolocation, sound analysis. So those are two things that we're going to go pretty deep into during that Ask Me Anything session, along with anything else that anybody asks us about. So quite... Excellent. Oh, okay, move me on. No bell, no bell, no bell.
No bell today. I've had to use my bell so often in the last couple of monthly updates that it has broken. So I need to purchase something new.
You've broken your bell.
Suggestions on a postcard, please.
Sorry, did I say that out loud? Okay. Suggestions on a postcard. Yeah, how could Aileen replace her bell? Oh. Right, okay, what's next? Be our guest. Charlotte Romer of the Bat Migration Europe project is going to do a Be Our Guest session on their project on the 18th of October, 11:30 UK time. Again, like the Ask Me Anything session, this is something as a club member you can tune in on live. Or if you miss it live, of course, these things will go up on the training portal. So I'm really looking forward to hearing what Charlotte's got to say. I've got to admit, I don't know too much about what she's... Oh, Talking Bat book. Okay, so we're not going to do a Talking Bat in October. We're going to do a Talking Bat book. And we've had Volker on call on Talking Bat before, talking about products and services from his business environment. But this Talking Bat is there to tie in with the Handbook of Acoustic Bat Detection that only became available within the last, 4 or 5 weeks. I have now read that book. Volker and a couple of co-authors wrote that book. And between myself and Volker, we're ready to talk about their bat book, the new Handbook of Acoustic Bat Detection. Now, that's not a live session. That's something that gets pre-recorded and put up on Club later on in the month. There we go.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, that leads us on nicely into this month's competition. But before we can announce this month's competition, we have to find out who the winner of last month's competition was. So if you remember, the prize for last month was John Russ's new book. So
that would be, I've got one of those here as well, as that happens. Oh, okay. So
we're playing Snap, are we?
Yeah.
Snap.
My one's bigger than your one. So that's the Bat Calls of Britain and Europe, a guide to species identification. Look, can I just say something, Aileen? Because
can I stop you? That's the question.
You don't have a bell, so no, you can't. Look, to be honest, I have not read the book cover to cover as yet. I've dipped in and out of it. I've scanned through some other areas, and I've got to say, it is a pretty darn impressive. That's a lot of work done by a lot of people, you know, because John was supported by a lot of people in writing some of the chapters and stuff. It's a lot of work by a lot of people. And wow, it's really giving us information in a way that we haven't had before for quite a lot of the stuff that is being talked about in there. So I don't know if John will ever hear one of these sessions, but if you're out there, John Russ, on behalf of everybody in the bat world, in the British Isles and the rest of Europe, thank you. Anyway, Aileen, go for it.
Okay, yeah. So moving swiftly on to find out who's won that fabulous book. Everybody who has replied to us with the correct answer. So last month's competition question was, Neil wasn't in the UK when we were recording last month's newsletter, and we asked you to tell us where's Nellie. Not where's Wally, but where's Nellie. And Nellie...
Some people would say that's the same thing.
Well, I didn't like to go there, but, you know. So Nellie was in the Dordogne in France. So everybody who's given us a right answer, your name has been put in their special tin here, giving it a bit of a shake. So you see in there all the answers, all the right names. So let's see who has won the Bat Calls Up Britain and Europe by John Russ. And it is, well, it's a bit small, but it's Aileen.
Wow, Aileen.
So,
okay.
Aileen, you'll know who you are, I hope, if you're watching this month's update, and we'll get that posted off to you, hopefully within the next couple of days. And I'm quite sure you're going to look forward to reading that. And please let us know what you think of it.
Can I just ask just a technical question here?
Yes.
There's definitely only one Aileen that
there
responded.
There was only one Aileen who responded with the correct answer.
Right, so if you're somebody else called Aileen that's a member of BatAbility Club and you didn't respond the answer, it's not you.
That's right. That's right.
Excellent. Okay, so are we having a competition this month?
We are indeed. We're just moving on to this month's competition.
Okay.
So with all your excitement about the acoustic bat detection book that's only been out, this is what we're going to give away for this month's competition.
Okay.
Again, this is exclusive to club members. We'll announce the winner next month. And in order to be in with a chance of winning the acoustic bat detection book, you need to send me an email before the 20th of next month with the answer, the correct answer to the following question.
Wow, okay, what's the question? What's the question?
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Okay,
I'm doing an early. I'm taking my time. You know how it goes. So not the answer. I can't give you the answer, for goodness sake. The question is.
We could do that. We could do that. Here's the answer. No.
What's the question?
What's the question? I'm sure there's a show that does that as well. Yeah.
So, along with Volker Runkel, who else co-authored the Handbook of Acoustic Bat Detection?
That's really tough.
I know.
It's really,
I don't know if anybody will get it.
I mean, I don't even think, I mean, are the names of the authors even on the bottom of the cover of the book?
Would you stop it?
Sorry.
So what we're looking for is the names of the other two co-authors. So you have to provide both names to be in with a shout of winning that fabulous prize.
You have to do it in the style of a Basingstoke baker.
Go for it.
I don't even know where Basingstoke is. I'm probably going to get slagged there. There'll be somebody on club that's in Basingstoke that I've now deeply offended.
That's your homework for next month's newsletter, is to find out where Basingstoke is and introduce yourself in the style of a Basingstoke baker.
I think I can do
challenge
that.
Accepted.
I think I can do that. Challenge accepted. That's my own.
Perfect.
That's my own fault for being a smarty pants, isn't it? Yeah, but yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, if you remember, and I doubt that you will. Okay, but if you remember, I'll do that.
Well, remember. So, I think that's about us for this month's newsletter. Unless you've got anything else you'd like to add.
No, not at all. I think it's
Nope.
been
Perfect.
it's been
Yeah. So apart from my memory loss at the start of our newsletter this month, I think it's been a pretty comprehensive roundup. You didn't need reined in too much, and we'll see what we can come up with next month to try and keep Nellie in control. Once again, please send me some suggestions, because it is rather difficult and I'm kind of losing the will. So thanks for listening, folks. Remember, get your competition answers in by the 20th of next month, and hopefully yours will be the name that we're pulling out of the lucky tin. Bye.
Bye, everybody. And remember, there's a slide coming up for those of you watching this who aren't in BatAbility Club. If you want to find out more about what we do at BatAbility Club, go to our website and we've got all the information there. Okay. And once again, Aileen, I'm trying to be serious now. Okay. Thank you so much. And each month,
serious faces on.
Pardon?
I've got my serious face.
Your serious face on, yeah. Yeah. Each month, these newsletters just get better and better. I don't know what it's going to be like by the time we do a year of these, but really enjoying your work, Mrs. Henry. Enjoying your work.
Somebody's got to. Bye.